Chris Messina, product designer and hashtag inventor. This is funny, but I have to ask you something about it. So start with it. Hashtag inventor.
What would you like to know? Just how it happened? Wow, well, this is like over 10 years ago. I was a very early user of Twitter, and it's one of those ideas where you want Twitter to be useful to you. And at the time, it was just like a lot of stuff. And so we were also still using a lot of SMS to publish. The iPhone had only just come out. And we needed like a very simple way to tag or label our conversations so that we could find them. And so not only did you have a problem if you were trying to publish content and getting it to the right people, but then if you wanted to search and find stuff, people also needed to like do a little bit more work. So I looked at a number of different solutions and ideas, and this seemed to be the simplest possible thing that could work. I actually brought my proposal, which I wrote up and blogged about, to Twitter's headquarters, and they told me it was a stupid idea. But I was undeterred and slowly started the march to bring it to the world.
No, it's a great idea. It's a very, very helpful to communication. So thank you.
You're welcome.
And so in theme of conversational marketing, you had this very, very interesting speech. Something about it.
Yeah. Well, you know, a lot of, I think what I'm trying to explain is what I see in the future. The history of computing has largely been about trying to make computers easier for more people to use. So it started out, you know, in the military world. It started out in the business world. More recently, of course, we've had like personal computers and laptops, and now iPhones. But that's all meant that you had to like type for most of your input. I think as we move to voice is very natural for humans, and it's very easy. And the places where you want to be able to use your voice are more than just pulling out a phone or, you know, having to talk to a speaker, for example. So what I see happening is that you're going to have microphones everywhere. You're going to be able to talk to these assistants, tell them what you want, and they're going to figure out through the power and the connectedness of the internet how to get you what you want. And that has huge ramifications for brands, for people building technology, for designers. And I just want people to start thinking about that. And so I also brought up some examples of these 3D characters that are starting to me, represent a new type of brand, a new type of, you know, human-like agent that you'll have an interaction with, build a relationship with, and seem and act a little bit more like us than historical brands, which have largely been about like a logo, but they didn't really have that much of their own voice. Now you are literally having creatures that look like humans or similar to humans, talking, expressing themselves through social media. It's a lot more natural. So I'm just wondering and sort of thinking about where that goes.
So could we say that artificial intelligence machines are making us more human? It's strange, but
I guess the question then is what does it mean to be human? I think what it is forcing us to do is to think about actually what it means to be human, because if we're developing systems that need to behave more like us, to exhibit things like compassion and empathy and understanding, and to speak with us in a way that we understand, that we, you know, if we get frustrated, for example, it can respond in a way that doesn't increase our frustration. That means that we have to be better at understanding our own triggers and the way that we behave. And so I do think that for a lot of people who want to work in this space, becoming more of an observer of human behavior is absolutely necessary.
Thank you. Just a little more question about MailUp Marketing Conference, some insights on the conference.
Yeah. Well, I mean, this is obviously my first time here, but you know, there was a boot camp yesterday, and it looked like the content was really great, covering, you know, things from like growth marketing to AI to, you know, I think getting your voice out there. So yeah, I'm really excited to be here, to meet the team, and to hear from all the speakers.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.